another episode of Hide and Seek with Kocnuni. I'm your host, as always, Shannon. So nice to see you guys again. Thank you guys for joining, whether it's your first broadcast or maybe your 20th broadcast. We appreciate you guys being here. So today we are in Namyangju. This is a place just north of Seoul, I would say, like northeast a little bit. And it's a little bit in the Gyeonggi province, as usual. Next week, however, we will be going outside the Gyeonggi province, but today we are in a really, really beautiful area. As you can see, we're going to get to tour a temple today. This is the Bongsona Temple, Bongsona Temple. So we'll be learning a little bit of Korean as we go along, as always, you guys. And without further ado, this is Hide and Seek with Kocnuni, so we have a job to do. And here's our first clue. Shannon, today we're here at the Bongsona Temple, located in Namyangju, Gyeonggi province. This Buddhist temple was built in 969 and has more than a millennium's worth of history. And it's currently the Lotus Festival week. Find the smiling tiger statue after passing through the lotus for the first hint. Sorry for my stumbles today, you guys. It's really hot. I think the heat's starting to get to me a little bit. But like it says here in the hint card, this temple is extremely old. It was built in the year 969, so it has more than 1,000 years of history here. So it's going to be really interesting to walk around and kind of get to see different things. But as always, whenever we go to the temples, you guys, one of my favorite points is how intricate all of the artwork is and how all of the temples and archways and stuff have so much detailing. This one especially here is really well preserved. You can see the dragons right here. Not every temple has that. Some of them are more worn down than others. But in the traditional Hanok style, there is that beautiful decoration. So really, really beautiful. And like the hint card said, today it's the Lotus Festival. And I've mentioned this before in a couple of the other broadcasts, but Korea does festivals very often. So we often have like Rose Festival like we did in a previous episode, or Cherry Blossom Festival like we did in a previous episode. And now it is the Lotus Festival. Can you guess why? Well, the typical flower that we use in Buddhist symbolism is typically the lotus. And it's that time of year when it's blooming. And you'll get to see a couple of those as we walk around. And like I said, you guys, it is extremely hot today. So please bear with me. If I run out of breath, that's why. And I have my handy dandy scrunchie with me. Oh, look, we have a friend here. I don't know if you guys can see him. Beautiful bird right there. So this place that we're in today, you're gonna get to see, we're gonna walk along the water, but there's a ton of lily pads and a lot of different types of lotus flowers. We've got purple ones and white ones. And if I'm honest, it's my first time actually seeing a lotus flower in person, and they're way bigger than I thought they would be. So it's very interesting for me as well. Also, you guys, as we walk around, you're gonna see a lot of these lanterns. These blue and red ones are very typical traditional Korean lanterns, and they are the national colors of Korea, red and blue. And as you'll notice as well, there is a card attached to the bottom of each lantern, or a card attached on it. And these are donations, but they're also prayers. So people have agreed to sponsor one of the lanterns or sponsor something here at the temple location. And in return, they get to write a prayer and they get to attach it to a lantern. So it's a really sweet way to promote the area, as well as, you know, honor a traditional event. So let's see what you guys got going on in the comment section. I noticed there's 2 live streams going. Oh, interesting. Well, thank you for joining us always, Nathan. And as we walk around here, you guys, you'll get to see a lot more of what we were talking about today. But these giant lily pads are definitely something to take note of. And as you can see, this place is actually so massive. So I've been to the Namyangju area before, but the last time I was here, I was actually up in the mountains filming. It's a very popular filming destination, and I was explaining to one of my friends the other day that I would be coming here for the next live show. And they were explaining to me how it's actually really popular because this particular area, Namyangju, is Nam meaning north. Namyangju is popular because it's the end of the Han River. So there's a really famous like cafe alley or cafe street that sort of overlooks not the mouth, the opposite of the mouth, but the end of the river. So you guys could, you know, do a little bit of research on that and check it out. In typical Korean style, there's always cafes everywhere, so you guys will get to see a little bit of that as we go along too. And as you can see behind me, we are approaching the festival activities. There's going to be a lot of people hanging out, a lot of different snacks to try, as well as some traditional writing and clothing and different things that you guys can see and take note of as we walk through. There's also some easels where would assume that you're able to kind of witness some traditional art being done and traditional styles of Korean writing. Whew. Very hot today, you guys. Let me know where you guys are from, as always, in the comment section. I love hearing what countries you guys are watching in. Feel free to drop your country flag down below. And if there's anything that you guys would like to ask me, or if you have any questions, comments, concerns about the area, feel free to let me know as well. It's actually really interesting that I've been doing these lives a lot more, is because I have recently started sort of filming or hosting a class in Pyeongtaek for people that are coming here to visit for the first time. And they were asking me a lot about different areas to visit or different things that you could go do. So naturally I told them about the show here. And I told them a little bit about how we travel all over Gyeonggi and stuff like that. So, let's see, what do we have going on here? Oh, it looks like we can make a lantern. You guys want to make a lantern with me? Let's go ahead and walk over there and see what we can do. Oh, 안녕하세요. 안녕하세요. So as you guys can see, we are at a booth where they're allowing us to make a paper lotus. So it could be like a lantern or a little bit of arts and crafts, but we're going to be making one of those today. So hopefully we'll get to sit and take a chill pill for a little bit, but I hope you guys enjoy it as we get to make it. 네, 안녕하세요.
안녕하세요.
네.
그걸 만들었어.
예.
그걸 만들고.
예. All right, so it looks like we're going to be making one of the pink ones today. So just for, I think, the sake of time, we're not going to be making it from scratch. I think they do take quite a bit of time to make. I would say about 10-15 minutes. But with the heat, you want to make sure that we have enough time for drying things as well. 네.
분들을 갖고요. 이렇게 넓게
예.
이렇게 칠해갖고 여기다가 이렇게 붙이면 돼요.
오.
여기다가
네.
사이에다가 꽃과 꽃 사이. 예.
이렇게요?
예.
아, 예쁘다.
딱 넣으시고.
Yeah, so I can see this takes quite a bit of time to make. It looks pretty easy. Very fun thing that you could probably do with your family, your friends, or anybody else that comes here to check it out.
이때 받침이거든요.
네.
받침은
아, okay.
이게 이렇게 받치는 게 좋을까요? 이렇게 받치는 게 아니면 이거 같이 이렇게 올리는 게 좋을까요?
아,
이렇게 세우는 거.
아, 이렇게요?
예, 이렇게 하든가 이렇게 하든가.
아, 이렇게요.
이렇게요.
예, 너무 예쁘다.
그러면은 이거를 반대로 부분도 치료를 해갖고 이렇게 거꾸로 붙이는 거예요. 이렇게.
아, 네.
예, 해보세요.
Alright, so now we're going to make the petals on our flower here.
한 장을 갖다가.
Alright. Wow. I gotta be honest, I'm very thankful for the respite from the heat for a moment. It's quite lovely. I always enjoy getting to make the arts and crafts while we do these. I think my favorite one that we did was probably when I made the Korean style game. But this is gonna be a close second for sure, because at least this one is beautiful. And I actually just moved to a different apartment in Gangnam, and I decorated my entire apartment with flowers. So this will be a wonderful little addition. I think I might have put a little bit too much glue on it the first time, but it's okay. We're gonna make it work. All right. Oh, there you guys are. I'm not sure what was going on with the double live situation, but hopefully you guys are watching and enjoying what we've got going on here today. Oh my goodness. I apologize for my appearance, you guys. I know it's really, really hot out here today, so doing my best to tame the sweat, but Shannon C, if you see a cap along the way, buy or borrow to lessen the feeling of the heat. Oh, great idea. That's actually really funny because this weekend, and I don't typically buy hats, but this weekend I was learning how to surf in an area that we have been to before, the Yeouido, or not Yeouido, I'm sorry, Oido area. And so when I went there, I realized that the sun was a little bit too strong for me, so I ended up buying a hat, and you'll be able to check that out on my Instagram if you guys want to go see. See my little hat? I should have brought it today, honestly, but you know, my mistake. My first mistake was wearing all black to an outdoor live today. I don't know why I thought that would be a good idea. I suppose I got a little bit too confident with the heat. Surfy Beach? No, it was not Surfy Beach. It was the wave park in Oido, which is an area that we explored before, but we didn't actually talk about the wave park when we were there. But it's sort of a, not really indoor, but it's a park that is dedicated to kind of fake waves where you can learn how to surf. And you guys would be so proud of me. I learned how to stand up on my second try. So I was really proud of myself. 여기요? 네. So I think I didn't space them correctly, but I think it's fine. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, right? But yeah, I stood up on my second try and it was really fun. I've always wanted to learn how to surf. And to be honest, that was one of those activities that I didn't know that I would be able to do in Korea. So I was very thankful for the opportunity, and also it was really exciting to learn about that as well. So how do you like it? So I think you can hang it kind of wherever. I definitely know where I'm putting this in my room. I've got this like vine situation going on over my bed, so I think I'm probably gonna hang it from there. It'll be beautiful. And 하나 더? Yeah. Yeah, she's a better artist than I am. She has a good eye for symmetry and stuff like that.
이거 이렇게 이 처음에 이렇게 해서 여기다 이렇게 딱 붙이는 거.
아.
요 정도로 해서 여기 커팅이에요.
예.
이렇게 해갖고 여기서 요 정도로 해서 여기 이렇게 눌러주세요. 이렇게 붙이는 거예요.
Ah, okay. So we got to see how the flowers were started in the first place, but now we're going to get to see how it's made from the beginning. So it's looking like you just take a simple paper cup. This is definitely something you guys could try at home or do with your friends or family, little ones if you have them.
여기서 요만치서 여기서 이렇게
아, 네.
이렇게 해서 또 똑같이
예.
여기 똑같이 여기 위치로 해서 똑같이 이렇게.
Ah, okay. So she's
식으로 해서 6개.
So she's explaining that you should overlap them whenever you guys are doing this one and kind of make sure you crimp it a little bit at the bottom just so it holds its shape really well.
여기도 아까처럼
네네.
요만큼 해서.
예, 알겠습니다. So you want it to try to hold its shape really nicely. 아! 재밌었어.
그래서 아까처럼 그렇게 이제 완성이 되는 거예요.
이렇게 차례대로.
So we get to see the different stages. So step 1, 2, and 3. You guys will get to see. Oh, this is fun. I get to help make them. So you can see they've decorated the place here a little bit. There's also different types of lanterns as well. Lanterns are used for a lot of different reasons within Buddhist ideology. And here at the temples, they're very, very common. As you can see, there's a tent over here with different types of lanterns. We'll get to see that a little bit more later. But like I said, they do have options for you guys to come here and actually make them as well.
5개.
네. 5개. 이렇게는 됐어요?
아, 괜찮아. 아니.
하나 더.
하나 더. 아, 네. I'm rushing it, you guys. I keep trying to finish, but she said one more, so we're gonna do one more.
요거는 여기 이렇게 처음에 여기 요만큼 떼어놓은 데가 있어요. 여기서 요걸 안으로 해서
Ah,
안으로 해서 이렇게 해서
all right. So to make sure it holds its shape and to keep it.
여기다가 풀을 좀 붙여줘야지. 여기 떨어졌으니까 여기다가 풀을 좀 묻혀서 여기 딱 붙여줘야 돼.
There we go.
그렇게 이제 하면 이제 그 다음에 이제 또 밑으로 해서 여기 사이 꽃과 꽃 사이.
세 줄.
Ah, okay, okay.
하나만 더 붙여봐요. 왜냐면
시간이
내려가는 거니까.
오케이.
All right, so I think we're gonna go ahead and finish up, you guys. But here we go. We have our finished one, and I think I'll get to take this one home with me. So I'm very excited about that. And without further ado, you guys, it's time to keep it moving and find our next hint card with Kocnuni. So let's see what we can do. Whew, again, I apologize for my sweatiness. 네, 감사합니다. 이거요?
이거 가져가요.
아, 네. 어? 네? 아, 네. 감사합니다. 네. All right, so here we go. We have our beautiful little lotus flower. And now it's time to get our next hint card from Kocnuni. But we got to walk a little bit further to get that. So like I was saying earlier about the lanterns, you guys, there's a lot of different kinds, different styles. You can see there's some of these that are handmade. They're all very, very different, and they all have a prayer attached to them as well. So, oh, that one is beautiful. I quite like this one. Some of them are more traditional style. Some of them look a little bit more piñata-esque, I suppose, like this one. But they're all very beautiful, and they all have a different relevancy to whoever created it. So, very, very sweet. Shannon, what would you like to wish for using the lantern? I would wish to be able to see my family more often. Been quite homesick recently, actually. But luckily I've been able to use technology like FaceTime and stuff and talk to my family. but I would wish to be a little bit closer to them, probably. And if I can't be closer to them, then I just wish that they are happy and healthy always. Kocnuni is probably jealous Shannon has so much fun. Probably, but Kocnuni is the one that orchestrates all of this. So maybe he came through earlier and helped make some of the lanterns beforehand. Like I said, you guys, we're overlooking all of these lotus flowers now. There's quite a few more here than there was earlier that we got to see. So right here you can see the white ones. And like I tried to explain earlier, they're much bigger than I actually thought they were. Here's me for reference. It's way bigger than like my head or my hand. These flowers are actually so massive. So go ahead and take a look at that. I can understand why they're like very relevant to this area, especially because this is really unique. You don't see this kind of like foliage or greenery in the States, at least. So really unique. And look how big these leaves are. You see this? It's literally bigger than my face, bigger than anything on my body actually. All right, so the next thing that we need to find, you guys, our next part, we need to find the smiling tiger. So as we walk through, we're gonna try to find a statue that's a smiling tiger. We did a live a couple times back where there was a character named Hete. I don't know if you guys remember. Can you remember the significance of Hete and what the tiger element was in that? If you can, drop it down in the comments below. Would love to hear you guys. Cameraman's struggling today a little bit too. But would love to hear you guys do a little bit of a pop quiz there. And also, what does Hete mean? Do you remember? There's another word for he. Very prominent today, you guys. He also means sun. So 해빛, sunlight, and 도와, or 도, hot. So 해빛 진짜 더워요. The sunlight is really hot. Something like that. My first time watching the White Lotus. Yeah, me too. Shannon, you can use the lotus leaf as a shade. Yeah, honestly, I should have done that. I should have picked it up and then gotten it. So here we are. I think we found these smiling tigers right here. Come and check it out. You can't really see the smile from that way, but you can see it from this side. I wish I could step a little bit closer and show you, but there's a line for a reason. All right, so here we are. We've got our next hint card. Shannon, the name of the statue you're looking at is the Happy Tiger. It's a stone sculpture sculpted by Oh Tae-hyun. There are a few more special views in the Bongsona Temple. Next, you need to find a 5-meter-long Buddha statue and bow. All right, so we get to experience a little bit of that cultural relevancy and traditional aspects here today. Not in the parking lot, though. We're gonna be looking for a 5-meter-tall Buddha statue. Be careful, Shannon and the cameraman. Oh, nice bag design. Thank you. I got this one in Hongdae, the bag design. Ah, hey, it's a smiley. All right, so I'm seeing some more statues over this way. We're gonna go ahead and keep walking and see what we can find. Wow, you guys, it is so hot. Sorry for the sweaty live today. Doing my best to control the heat. I'm gonna have to put my hair up here probably soon. All right, so here's one Buddha statue, but this guy's definitely not 5 meters tall. We were gonna try to look for an even bigger one, and then we're gonna try to bow for him. You should have brought a fan since it's so hot out there. Yeah, definitely. Whew. Wow, lots of different types of lanterns, very creative and lovely. They can make their own lantern at home and bring it there to make a wish. I'm actually not sure. I'll have to ask later, but if I'm not mistaken, if you guys do donate to a temple like this and you wanted to actually have a lantern like that, especially during this kind of festival, I do think that you are able to bring your own, which is why you could see some of those were definitely more homemade, handmade. They had that, you know, homey feel to it, super cozy. So if I'm not mistaken, if you donate, you can, but that's not for every temple. There's ones in Gangnam, for example. I think it's Bongsona Temple. I'm not sure of the name. You'll have to check it out. I'll see if I can find it and I'll link it below. But there's a temple in Gangnam that is very, very popular. It's right across from KOCIS Mall, which is one of the biggest malls in Seoul. And I don't think you can bring your own. I think you do have to purchase a specific style of lantern and write the prayer there. It's a white bulb, and sometimes they're red and sometimes they're pink, but I do think they have to be purchased on site, if I'm not mistaken. But for some of the more rural areas like Namyangju, I do think you can bring your own, especially during festivals like this. All right, let's keep going. I'm seeing more and more statues, but again, I'm not seeing that 5 meter tall Buddha. Hete, Haetae was believed to know right from wrong. Kocnuni can't relate. He keeps hiding. Ha 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 ha. Very clever, Soyu. What is this? What is the significance of donating lanterns? I think it's a monetary donation that you make to the temple grounds. So you get a lantern in exchange for the donation, but it's sort of to kind of help keep things clean, help keep things up to date, help with maintenance and that kind of thing. Let's see. I'm seeing a lot of lions. What else? Statue. Big statue? Yes. Okay, I think we found it. I gotta be honest though, guys. Today the rocks are really, really hot. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to take my shoes off and actually properly bow, but I will do my best. Wow, that is beautiful. Gotta give credit where it's due. Korea does views very well. And you can't smell it through the camera, unfortunately, but they are burning incense here as well. So you're able to kind of get a full body experience. I'll let you guys have a quiet moment with Buddha. You need an umbrella. Is it too hot? Yeah, it's definitely too hot. Oh, thank you guys. All right, so without further ado, you guys, I'm gonna try to get out of the sun here soon, hopefully, but we've got our next clue. Shannon, most of the Buddhist sanctuaries in Buddhist temples have signboards in Hanja. Find the Buddhist sanctuary that has Korean signboard in Bongsona Temple for the next clue. Hint, Konbopdang. Konbopdang. So that is not Hanja, that's actually the Korean way to say, but we're gonna be looking for the Hanja for temple. So if you guys can figure out the Hanja for temple, let me know. But it's labeled in Korean as Konbopdang, so meaning temple. Wow, I don't think I've ever been this hot, you guys. It's incredibly warm out today, but it's okay. Just doing a live for like an hour or so. I don't mind as long as I get to show you guys around, honestly. All right, so let's keep going. I'm gonna try to find, these structures are all very beautiful. I'm trying to decide if some of them are still kept the original Hanok style. Can't really tell. Oh, we found some shade. Love that. All right, well, while we're walking around, do you guys have any questions, comments, concerns? It would be awesome to have a cup of cold drink or desserts after walking around in the strong heat. Fighting Shannon, fighting Shannon. Oh, thank you guys so much. Fighting cameraman also, I feel worse for him. He's carrying heavy equipment. Hope you can take a sip of a drink. I'll get one after you guys. Don't worry too much about me. We've only got like 20 more minutes, so I'll be all right. But yeah, if you guys do come here in the summertime, make sure you are prepared for the heat. That was one thing I keep telling my mom, that I'm thankful that she didn't have to experience the blistering Korean summers. She kind of made it out just in time actually for that, which was really, really lucky of her, being that she came here in May. I feel you, Shannon. I find it difficult to pronounce Romanized Korean. Yeah, I think the romanization at times can make it more difficult to pronounce Korean words. I find it a lot easier if you guys just learn the Hangul, like the original Korean alphabet. There are some different sounds and stuff that you guys might have to learn, but I think it'll be more to your benefit if you guys are trying to learn Korean in the future. I hope it's windy there. Oh, no. Today we are not blessed with wind, unfortunately. It's one of those days where it's just dead hot. Like there's no movement in the air whatsoever. But it's partially my fault because I decided to wear all black today and black jeans. Not a smart move. We are approaching a cafe here though, and I see some ice cream available. So I bet you guys can guess where I'll be stopping after the live is over. Definitely gonna go get some ice cream. Iced Americano is perfect for a sunny day. Yeah, that's true. I will say in Korea though, it's more than just for sunny days. Korean people tend to drink iced Americano even in the winter time when it's freezing. If their hand is gonna freeze, they don't really mind. They still drink the iced Americano. All right, I found a little bit of shade here. Ooh, just that couple degrees cooler helps a lot. It seemed like the light was absorbing into the color of the black clothes. It certainly feels like it. What else you guys got for me? Sea breeze would be nice. Yeah, this weekend when I went to Oido, there was a lovely breeze by the bay, by the ocean, which was so nice. And one thing I also really enjoyed, obviously, was getting to learn how to surf. and I got to be in the water and I didn't really feel the heat as much. Although I will say, learning to surf, you had to purchase a wetsuit, or what is it called? Yeah, I think it's wetsuit. The full body like rash guard for when you're surfing. So I was really expecting to kind of be dying from the heat, but surprisingly, because the water was so cold, I really didn't feel it that much. So what I would give to be there right now would be great. All right, again, you guys, we are looking for the building titled Konbopbang. Konbopbang. So let's go this way. Looks like a dead end that direction. So let's just keep walking, see what we can find. Whew, don't forget to eat samgyetang. Ah, very good, samgyetang. What's your favorite ice cream flavor? Mine is vanilla. My favorite ice cream flavor in general, I would say strawberry, but there's a specific flavor that they have at Baskin Robbins in Korea. It is called, oh my God, it's like my cherry love or something, or my strawberry love. And basically it's cheesecake with strawberry and bits of dark chocolate, and it's amazing. All right, so as we walk through here, I want to point some things out to you guys. The murals on the wall, these represent the guardians of the temple. So I believe each one of them has a name and each one of them has a significant story attached to it, but they are different characters. So you'll notice that they have different weaponry, some of them have different garb that they're wearing, and there is a reason for that. I would be remiss to say that I know all the names, because I actually don't know all the names of them, but I would take it upon yourself to try and learn a little bit, especially if you guys come and visit these temples. Something else that they have here, they have these candles where you guys can light and kind of show your respect as well to ancestors and make a prayer as well. And then as we go up these stairs, you guys, we're getting closer to the building that I was telling you about, but I want to point out the white lanterns. So this is very close or very similar to the type that I was saying they have in the Gangnam temples, or the ones near Gangnam Station. I believe it's Samsung Station, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, you can see they are kind of put over as like a veil for the temple almost. So it's a really, really lovely experience, and it provides a little bit of shade, which is nice. So some of them have names, some of them have numbers, but all of them are representing a donation and a prayer as well. So maybe you guys could make it a personal mission to donate one day. Keep the temples alive. Yeah, I see a lot of you guys are saying, wow. I must admit, I think that's what I enjoyed the most about my mom coming, is when she came, I got to kind of experience how brilliant and lovely everything is, like for the first time once again, because I see it so often now that I feel as though I almost take it for granted a little bit. But being here and seeing you guys really appreciate how beautiful everything is in the comment section helps me appreciate it as well. So thank you guys for reminding me to be appreciative of this place. Sorry I'm out of breath, you guys. It's so hot out here today. That has got to be cooler than the outside. It is a little bit cooler, not by much. We're still outside mostly, but we are protected a little bit. The sun decided to go behind the clouds for a moment. Oh, salute to you, Shannon. If it was me, I would definitely give up halfway. No way, I would never stop halfway. I want you guys to experience as much of it as you can. At least the lanterns are keeping you shade. Really pretty, don't worry, be careful, yeah. All right, so a couple more things I want to note. I've noticed this about a couple different temples. I'm not sure what the actual significance is, but there's a specific way that kind of the buildings are organized on this little section of the temple grounds. So if you guys are curious about that, maybe check it out, look it up, because I have noticed that they're sort of arranged a specific way around all the lanterns. And here's where they would drop the incense into the sand to kind of help keep things still. And this is one of the places where people would come to pray. Beautiful. Beautiful. Ah, and there we go. Konbopbang. Konbopbang. So this is actually not written in Hanja. This is written in the Hangul. This is like Korean language, what you guys would be learning if you tried to learn Korean. But there is a Hanja way to pronounce this, and you'll see on some of the other buildings as we go along, like this building over here, for example. This is the more Chinese derivative characters. That is the Hanja over there. So you guys will get to see that. All right, and we've got one more clue coming at you guys. Shannon, the reason why this is the only place with Hangul is that the Bongsona Temple went through lots of wars throughout the millennium. When it was rebuilt after the fire during the Korean War, they decided to use Hangul for the name to make it easier for those who can't read Hanja. So there you go, little history lesson for you guys and for myself as well. That's a little bit as to why it's written this way. And as you can see, not all of the buildings are that way, but at least some of the bigger ones are. So we've got one more clue that we got for you guys. Dun, 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 dun. Kocnuni, take me inside, please. Let's see. Shannon, there is another special thing in the Bongsona Temple. Find the statue of Buddha that looks like the Virgin Mary for the next hint card. Ooh, that's an interesting little contrast. Little mixing of religion there. Doesn't bother me any, but really interesting. I'm curious to know why they decided to do that. If you guys have any information or you want to know or have any questions in the comment section, as always, feel free to drop it down. And if you guys have any recommendations or any advice for staying cool during the summer, please let me know. I'm sure myself and the cameraman would greatly appreciate that. We came through this way and I didn't see one of those statues, so we're going to take it around a little bit and see if we can find one over this direction. And hopefully the sun stays behind the clouds. It gives us a little bit of shade for the next couple minutes while we finish up the live show with you guys. How are you guys enjoying it? And do you like this sort of traditional experience more or less than some of the stuff we've seen before? I personally think I enjoy it a little bit more because I won't be living in Korea forever, and it's one of the things that I find the most special about where I get to live is getting to experience the culture from a very historical standpoint. Oh, that is beautiful. And there's some more of that Hanja, like I was saying before, written on the top of this building. You guys can see it. So there is a difference between Hanja and Hangul. I'm going to show you guys if I can. All right. I really enjoyed it a lot. I don't know much about Korean temples. Yeah, there's a lot to learn for sure. There's some Korean temples, depending on where you go, where there's actually still monks and people residing there. This is not one of those places, I don't think. However, I do think people come here for teaching purposes, if I'm not mistaken. You guys can read a little bit more about this particular temple here, what they offer, and the kind of people who stay here, and the type of worship that goes on here, as well as different ceremonies as well. And then there's information elsewhere as well about the Lotus Festival. And I think we have found our Virgin Mary set. Ah! Kocnuni! I didn't even see him. I was so busy looking for the statue. Hey, buddy. Maybe I shouldn't be so loud, sorry. But here we go. We found Kocnuni. Thanks, buddy. This is really unique. I don't think I've ever been to a temple where I saw a Virgin Mary-esque sort of statue. But I really do like this sort of grounds that they have for it here. All right, we've got one more. All right. Shannon, this Christian Buddhist statue is made by artist Choi Jong-tae. It represents the unification of religions. There's a similar Christian Buddhist statue created by the same artist in a temple called Gyeonggi in Seoul. All right, so there you go, guys. A little bit of background about sort of where we are now and this particular statue. That's really helpful. I actually didn't know what that was for, so I really appreciate it. All right, you guys, let's get going. Whew. Let's go find the cafe and sit down and we'll have a chat for a little bit. All right, let's see. You guys I feel like we're learning a lot today. Sweating a lot, but learning a lot too. Every time I come to one of these temple grounds, I always see something different, and I think it's because each one kind of represents something a little bit more than the other, like one element of Buddhism or one element of traditional Korean culture very well. So it's always very unique. I think one of my favorite ones that I went to was actually in Busan. You guys will get to see that on my Instagram if you go check it out. I went to visit with my mom, and it's actually it's donned as like the most beautiful temple in Korea. But there's a reason for that, because it's actually built right on the seafront. So the rocky seashore in Busan has like this beautiful staircase structure, and there's a temple that sits right on top of it, and it's so, so beautiful. So if you guys want to go check that out, feel free. All right, let's go sit down at a cafe here and take a break for a moment. Now that we have our card. Oh, there's some bread. This looks amazing. I bet the bread is still cooking while it's sitting out here. This is probably one of my favorites. This is a cranberry scone. Whew. All right, let's try to stay out of everybody's way. We'll just pop over here in the corner. And as always, you guys, there is a giveaway at the end of the live show. So I'm gonna sit and talk to you guys for a little bit and try to cool off. Ah! I think that was a wasp. And try to cool off a little bit. But while we're sitting here, I'm gonna be looking through the comment section to see if I can find a new viewer or somebody who is super active, asking questions, leaving comments or stuff like that, and they'll be the winner. So like I said, the winner is a $50 Amazon gift card. And in order to follow the instructions, just click the link below and it'll tell you kind of how to get set up with that. All right, so we finally found some shade. And while we're sitting out here, you guys, let's just have a chat. Let's just see how you guys are doing. Feel free to ask me any questions that you guys might have in the bottom. Thank you, Shannon, for this episode and showing around the temple. Haven't gotten the chance to visit the temple yet. Try a cold drink. I will, you guys. Don't worry. I'll grab one after the live. We've only got a couple more minutes, so I don't really want to interrupt the live by ordering a drink or bothering the people inside quite yet. But don't worry, guys. I will get cooled down here in a little bit, and so will the cameraman. Shout out, cameraman. You're doing a great job. All right. Love the cicada sounds. Yeah, actually, I was quite surprised by that when I first came to Korea. I wasn't sure if they had cicadas or even what they were called here, but as soon as I heard them, I realized that was more similar to like the forest style, I think, in North Carolina than it is to here. One thing that I haven't seen a lot is fireflies, though. Fireflies, I do believe, are more native to North America. I haven't seen them, and it could just be because I live in Seoul, so there's not going to be a lot in the city, but that's one of the things that I haven't been able to see quite a lot here. But I will say the one difference as far as bugs goes, or creepy crawlies, has got to be the mosquitoes. And you guys have probably heard so many horror stories about the mosquitoes in Korea, and there is definitely a reason, because they are aggressive. They're crazy, they're loud, they're huge, and when they bite, you can feel it. It actually really hurts. So if you guys come here, make sure that you guys stay away from the mosquitoes, purchase some bug spray. Definitely a good investment. Have you ever had bingsu? Yes, actually, when I went surfing, my friend and I went for bingsu right after, and he took me to Seoul Bing. And not only did he tell me the whole history of Seoul Bing Cafe and kind of how it came to be, but also some of the specialty ones that they have. It was this bingsu, and they had carved out like melon, like honeydew, and they actually put it over the top. So you chop up the honeydew into the bingsu. It was really refreshing, super delicious. For those of you that don't know what bingsu is, if you guys are just now tuning into the live, thank you for watching. But bingsu, you guys, is like a shaved ice dessert. It's like condensed milk with shaved ice, typically mixed with fruit these days, but some of the more traditional forms of bingsu would be like enjolmi flavor or dampat, which is red bean flavor. They also have like matcha flavors, tea flavors, stuff like that, but it's super refreshing and it's a lot lighter than ice cream. So for my health conscious viewers out there, bingsu is definitely a thing to try for you. Seoul Bing the goat. Yeah, definitely the goat. I heard the stories, mosquitoes in Korea are super sneaky and mischievous. Yeah, definitely. Have you ever tried the enjolmi bingsu? I have not, actually. I've tried several flavors, including mango, strawberry, berry mix, as well as matcha flavor, and I've tried the melon one that I tried the other day. But I haven't tried the actual enjolmi flavor. From what I understand, it's like a nutty kind of flavor as well. Matcha, definitely not for me. Oh, I quite like matcha, actually. Thank you for the wonderful Bongsona Temple tour today. You're so welcome, Tracy. Thank you for tuning in. What's your favorite summer dish? For me, I would say naengmyeon because it's cold, but typically Korean people actually eat hot soup when it's hot. There's this theory that if you fight fire with fire from the inside, like if you even out the temperature, then you won't feel so hot. So definitely a different logic there, but I get it, I understand. And do you like hotok? Yes, I do. I love hotok. Hotok is fabulous. It is like a pancake with sesame and honey on the inside. It's very delicious. All right, without further ado, you guys, we've only got one more minute. It's time for me to pick a winner. So let's pick somebody that has not been chosen yet. Dun, 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 dun. Let's see, let's see. Who wants to be chosen? Ah, no, see, now everybody's commenting. All right. Ooh. What? Zhao? Ah, Zhao Yu. Zhao Yu, thank you for watching and congratulations. You are the winner today. Screenshot. And just follow the directions in the link down below and they'll get you all squared away, you guys. All right, thank you guys so much for tuning in. As always, I'm gonna go inside and get some ice cream, but I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Mwah. See you later. Bye.